Hey, how's it going? Hope you guys are doing pretty good, Shadows. Um, Today, I wanted to make another video. I finally got some time after a busy weekend, kind of catching up on notes, catching up on homework, doing a bunch of schoolwork, along with mailing out packages today. Uh, People bought some stuff over the weekend, so I had to go to the post office, kind of mail it out. So yeah, completely busy, but we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty all right. My collection is growing. I have a package from Japan that's supposed to come in, but unfortunately it got delayed. So I don't know when it's coming in. I hope sometime like the second week of March, hopefully sometime in March. I'm really hoping March. Like honestly, I'm hoping March. And I hope to do a box break of it. It's Dream League. So I have 3 boxes of Dream League. I'm going to open one for myself, break at least one of them. I don't know what I want to do with the third one yet. I kind of want to keep it kind of for safekeeping as an investment, kind of hold for longer, or I'm gonna break it as well. I haven't decided yet, but that's kind of where I'm looking with that right now. There's also a lot of other product that's going along with it. I have my Kanazawa Pikachu's, like 4 more that I bought, and they're in that set, right? Which is why this package is very important to me. And yeah, hopefully that all comes. Today's card is a little special as I haven't actually bought it yet. I have no copies of it whatsoever. All the copies I have are actually in my cart right now, and I haven't, pulled the trigger on actually buying the card. And I have my reasons for that, and I'll kind of go over what those are in this video. And hopefully it all makes sense. And yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so the card that we get to talk about today is the Illustrator Charizard. I know a lot of people have actually talked about the card and kind of given their opinion. I kind of want to talk about it with a little bit more information. Hopefully, you guys can make an educated decision afterwards. For me, in my personal opinion, I don't 100% know if I want to get the card yet, right? I'm pretty 50-50 on it on most days, but then like there's some days where I'm like, okay, I don't want it because of these reasons, and then other days when I go, okay, I do want it because of these reasons, and basically I'm just gonna give as much information as I can, and hopefully you guys can go from there. The card itself was released back in 2020, late 2020 in October. Uh, there was a couple promotions, I believe. You could buy it direct from. You could get it whenever you bought things from the Pokemon store in Japan. It was like you buy 5 packs, 5 booster packs, and then they give you a Charizard with your 5 booster packs. You can also get it purchasing the B Bay rubber playmat set. That was also part of that promotional deal. And then like it also came out in like 3 waves, give or take. First wave, a couple cards were set in like in stock. Second wave, another wave of cards came out. Third wave, another set of Charizards were released. Things like that, so that they could kind of limit the amount of people that could get the card and go from there. As for now, I don't remember if you can actually get the card. I didn't really look that far into it, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm very wishy-washy on this card itself. Uh, the card looks great. Charizard, main Pokemon here. Everyone loves Charizard, right? This card for sure will probably go up in value. It is a Charizard, so the long-term investment is there. It's a promo card, right? So it's a little bit more lower print than other cards. And to honestly, the art for me doesn't really stand out too much, right? Like Charizard's pretty cool. You're in the middle of a battle, right? Like it's your Charizard, right? Like you're going to battle with it, but otherwise, it's not like he's shooting fire, or like he's doing all the other cool stuff, like the base set stuff. Uh, yeah, like I said, the art isn't really going for me, right? And that's kind of an opinion, if anything. But yeah, that's at least one weird part. Let's check the prices on Bai, which is a middleman service that you can buy things from Japan. There are, as you can tell, a lot of this card. You can buy 91 copies of the card for $1,300 plus shipping, and then it goes from there, right? 150, 200. You can buy singles for $14. $14 in Japan, give or take, is about how much you get it for in a single. If you buy it in a bundle, it probably goes down to like 12, 11, $13, maybe around there. and like that's why I don't have an issue buying from Japan, because I could probably get a deal like this and it's not too rough. Here in the US, the card itself is going for, let's check sold, as of recent stuff, around $24, $25. This is the 28th. Day is $21, $28, $29, $30. Actual price graded $27, $400, $760, and these are like bundles, like a lot of them. The card itself, I think on PSA, I don't know if anyone has sold some, PSA 10 for $260, $150, $160 for 10 and a 9. Let's check the population. 143 Charizard, total of 630 cards with 514 10s. If I recall correctly, this card was around this percentage still, right? Like you're more often getting a 10 than any of the other ones. I do think this 10 has gone up a little bit. I checked this about a week or two ago and it wasn't 514, right? But I think it was pretty close to 500. So it makes sense that it already got up. The prices are kind of all over the place, right? This is less than 200, but this is over 200. Actual price around 300. So we'll say like 200 plus for a PSA 10, but you can get a lot of them, right? And then you can just kind of pump them into PSA to get a grading. I do know that PSA actually has increased their grading or increased prices to get things graded, right? For their bulk submission, it's now like $20, so you gotta take that into consideration. And yeah, hopefully those are all the prices, everything that we really need to know from there. As for kind of why I'm debating on this card right now, right? First off, it is a Charizard. It's super great. It has a really good long-term investment. It's a promo card. It's probably going to be short print. That's kind of an assumption. Those are kind of like pros for the card, right? Like just off of that, it's probably not a bad idea to hold a few, if anything, right? And then you can get them graded. And if you get a good grade, you can always sell them. You can always hold on to those grades. It kind of doesn't really matter. Ish, kind of. Well, that's like a very weird, we'll put like an asterisk on that one. And that's kind of one of the cons as well. There's way too many of these cards. Like you could buy 200 here. You can buy 200 here just off of one seller. That's insane. One of the sellers, when I last checked, like for example, the promoted person who's on eBay right now, who I'm pretty sure is a Japanese seller, sponsored, has sold 61 already. There's other ones. This guy sold over 3,000, almost 4,000 copies of this card. There's a lot of these cards. 4,000 of these cards, and like not even a fourth of it has actually been sent into PSA yet, or at least PSA has graded them yet. There's probably a lot that's in PSA system that just haven't been graded, and I don't know. It really feels like there's just too many of these cards. This card basically was built to be graded for people who wanted to flip and make money off of it, right? Like legitimately, this card was built that way. It wasn't for collectors. It wasn't for anyone else. It was for people who wanted to make a quick buck and try to get them graded as quickly as possible. Now, like I said, there isn't really a problem if you're trying to hold this card long term. If you want to get it graded long term and can hold like a perfect 10, right? It's not really a problem. Do I think prices might go down in the future? I don't know. That's kind of why I'm like very hesitant on this card. I want to buy a couple copies at least, right? We'll say like 10. And I kind of want to get them graded because the premium to get them PSA graded is so much higher than just a raw card, right? If I put an extra 20 bucks on top of my card, I still have a return of at least like $100, right? And that's not bad if I want to wait however long it would take to get graded at PSA. which apparently is pretty long right now. That being said, I could also buy the cards for $12, $13 in like a big set bundle, bring it to the US and then sell it there, right? It seems like, at least for now, it's selling. It's not super liquid, but at least it's sellable, right? And I can always kind of hold on to it and then sell later on raw. I don't really have to sell them graded, and that's not a problem. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't 100% know if I want to get the card. It is sellable just because it is a Charizard. It is gradable because people are getting them graded. It's just like, there's just so many of them. Honestly, that's just what it comes down to for me. There's just too many of the card that I haven't really felt like I wanted to get them. Yeah, they've gone up in price, don't get me wrong. It's just, there's still so many of these cards. It feels weird. Everything I think of tells me like not to buy it. Like, there's too many of the cards, super inflated. The supply's just a lot, and the demand is like questionably high. I don't know if it's actually high. And everyone else says, you know, maybe you should buy this card. Maybe you should think about buying this card. Yeah, you should buy this card. It's a good investment. So I kind of want to do it the opposite and just don't buy this card. But I can always just buy it because it's so cheap, right? I don't know. Hopefully this video gave you enough information, kind of talking about everything that's happening. I know I kind of just rambled on, just kind of talking. I do this a lot on my streams. I do this pretty much a few times a week, late PST, if you guys want to hang out. It's Shadows, actually. Hopefully it pops up back here on my Twitch. Yeah, thank you guys. See you guys later to my next video.